if somebody asks you, why did you decide to bring this information back to Montreal instead of, because you also spent some time in the States.
Yeah, I was in
You-
Boston. Yeah, you know what? Well, I graduated and then, I came back to Montreal and, I'm just gonna say, a lot of people figured, oh, you're going to school in the States, you're gonna stay in the States and settle down and stuff like that. But things didn't really materialize that way. Came back to Montreal and found a job. I was working at the Protestant School Board of Greater Montreal, which is now the English Montreal School Board.
Mm,
And I just fell into a job working there. And then I was working for Marriott Food Management Services at Concordia University. I
mhm,
was actually working as a chef at the time in the kitchen, right? But because it
mm.
was one, it was the money was good and you could get free food, right? So I said, okay, yeah,
Hey,
I'm
we
gonna do this
all
for a
love
while.
free
I'm gonna
food,
do this
man.
for a while. Do it for a while. People say, oh, you just came back from university, or you have a degree. You have a degree in business and sociology. So why are you working in Concordia? I said, well, you know what? It's good. And I was always doing all these little hustles too around the side of the time too as well. I just came back from university. I figured, you know what? I give myself a break,
Mm,
whatever. And yeah, it was a good thing. Even at working at Food Management Services,
mm.
the guy promised me, you know what? Yeah, work here a year, then you're gonna get a job in management, food
Okay.
management, and hotel man and stuff like that. But it never materialized, because I've always been a person. I always take when opportunities come,
Mhm,
I'll jump to it. And as I said, I
mm.
was a young guy, and I started working on films. I was working as a movie extra and
Okay.
stuff like that. So opportunities, and you get to meet people when you do these new things. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So I've always, and I have that, I call it exploratory spirit about me. I like to
Got it.
explore. I like to go and visit and meet people and talk to people because
Mm.
that's where you find out networking. A lot of
True.
networking. And I tell you, I mean, in my life, I've had about I've had two job interviews in my life.
Oh, wow.
Only two, only two. A lot of the stuff that has happened is just
Damn.
through networking. You get to meet people and stuff like that. So that's how it is.
Phew.
It's the business. It's the
Yeah, it's
business.
interesting.
That's how it
Two?
is. Just two.
Is it,
Just there's two interviews. That's it.
it
One at one, and even some of them too. Like the interviews were just a formality because
mm,
I think something I've always been able to convince people and talk to people. Like come with a clean heart, a conscience,
mm,
and people know that I'm a hard worker and I'm passionate about stuff that I do. That's
mm,
one thing that people could never say, that I'm not a hard worker,
mm,
and a lot of these things too come from my football,
mm.
because that person, your buddy on the line playing next to you,
Right.
if he's not giving his all, is going to hurt you. So we all got to pull together.
Mm.
That's how it is.
Shoot. And it makes me it reminds me of the saying from Clarence Avon, late great Clarence Avon, rest in peace,
Mhm.
Black Godfather. He said, I don't have friends. I don't have problems. I have friends.
Mhm.
Could you attest to that? And could you give us an example of how networking changed your life at a certain point in your life?
Wow. Networking changed my life. Oh, you know what? I mean, I'm always networking.
Mm,
So I'm not gonna say that it changed my life, but I've just I've never been shy to go speak to somebody,
mm,
or even in a room and somebody's doing something, or somebody who's call it somebody who's successful, and go speak with them and hey, how you doing? How you introduce yourself, ask them certain ideas,
mm,
take a business card, follow up with a phone call.
mm.
It's